You see, what you don't understand, maybe she was giving him tough time. And that's why. You see, every guy, whether you're a church guy or you are a party guy, you don't like tough time. Maybe she was giving tough. Say the truth. Please say the truth.
Hi guys, you're welcome to another episode of the Relationship Talk podcast, and today we have another interesting topic for you, but not the same guest actually. My name is Epifania and I have with me Mawena and Chris. Now Chris is a doctoral researcher and Mawena is a fashion designer. Today, we're looking at the dynamics of occupational relationships, be it office relationships or church relationships. Now let's go to Mawena and Chris. Hi guys.
Hello.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
How are you feeling?
I'm doing fine.
You're fine?
A little
Yeah, sure?
nervous, a little jittery, but
Don't worry, when we open the relationship, it's like a Pandora's box, eh?
yeah.
Gets yours. Hi Chris.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good.
Are you sure?
I mean, the conversation we're about to have gets me in a very nostalgic mood because I've had some experiences of office romance relationships. So,
I can't wait to dig in.
yes.
Okay, now first and foremost, I just want to find out, which one did you have? Was it church, choir master? Were you the pianist or the chorister? Which one?
No. I don't think you can associate me with the church. So it was office.
Office. Okay.
Yes, please.
Okay, so was the person your colleague or your subordinate? Or were
Colleague.
you your colleagues?
Yes.
Wow. Moena,
Well, unlike me, it's the church situation for me.
it was church.
Yeah.
The Lord is our shepherd. Amen. Okay, so let me just first ask you both, what actually pushed you into, finding yourself in a relationship in the same working environment? For you, you're working. That's where you eat. So dating somebody there, how was it?
Yeah, that's why I eat.
Yeah.
I mean, that means a lot of things for you to say that. But I believe that it's the whole understanding of people finding themselves in the same environment. Mm-hmm. And I think that it starts from the university.
Okay.
When people don't associate or are unable to find, love partners from the university, and they come out of school and then they are in that single status. They go into the workplaces, they go to church, because after school, if you find yourself to have a job, your lifestyle becomes very monotonous. Mm-hmm. From the house to work, from Monday to Friday, and then Sunday you go to church.
So why did you find the relationship in your neighborhood?
So that's why I'm saying that it's a thing that happens with most people.
Okay.
So if you're unable to find somebody within this period of your undergraduate study or your master's or whatever it is, when you start working, the only environment you are,
the working environment.
is the working environment and then the church environment. So you sort of have your target around this environmental scope.
So I said I'm using this because you use the word target. So did you actually go into the work environment because you were targeting somebody for love?
You see, I would not. The use of the word target comes from the understanding of marketing.
Chris,
you see,
I'm coming. Before we dig into marketing, let's go to Mawena first. Mawena, the house of God.
Well, you see, you live in an environment, you have certain expectations, and then probably you don't find them around you. So the house of God, there are a lot of people, different people from different backgrounds. Mm-hmm. So probably you have this inclination that you might find what you want in the house of God. My situation, I actually looked, I didn't find. Then later on, a few years after, there was a new person who came to join the congregation, and then and then he sort of clicked somehow. But then,
why are you shaking your head?
you think you have the best, or you've seen what you're looking for until you actually get to know the person, and then you're like, oh no.
Oh, so it actually went down the drain.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry. We'll go into that. Why were you shaking your head?
Because the women always says the church boys are the good ones and we the boys in the world are the bad ones.
Where did you hear that?
So because of that, they went for the good ones, and you see,
It-
breakfast.
No, wait.
It has been
men,
said.
Breakfast has been
men
served.
sort of have the same DNA. I don't know how to describe it.
Shots fired.
Hey,
Shots fired.
Because
it's my blood and the blood of the guy in your church.
it appears that you all have the same kind of
There's a pattern?
perspective. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Shots, relax, please. Let's cool off the guns. Wait. She said the person joined the congregation, so she was not looking for that. The person came, but she realized it didn't work out. You get me? And this whole thing, women saying that, women are saying that the church boys are I think they've changed that manifesto.
They are the wicked ones.
I wouldn't use the word
The boys.
wicked.
And
I
you know,
just
despite
said
those who have been singing and in the choir, the instrumentals, you know, they use those things to get the girls. And then when they are done, they lie to the girls. Then we, the guys, you know, because we go to Aliba, Bloomba, you know, then they say that we are bad.
Are you guys
But
not
who
bad?
says the church boys don't visit those places?
Okay, we don't want to sway away from our main topic. So, hers went down the drain. How did yours go? Don't take us into marketing, please. We beg.
You see, because I use the word marketing, you see, the dating market, when you leave school, you start working. Now you have this limitation of scope. You find the people you want in your workplace, or the people you need to settle with around your workplace, and then, you know, your church environment, because these are environments you spend a lot of time, you know, there.
But were you looking?
What do you mean?
Were you
by
looking for somebody?
Oh, I mean, we looked for each other. It shouldn't be like it's only the men that look.
No. I mean,
Women
no.
have been looking also.
This is not. This is a direct. It's not a generalized question. It's direct. Were you looking before she came? She approached you.
Oh, in fact, when I went to the workplace, she was already there.
So who shot?
Me, you know, I like the way, you know, her vibe, you know, and you see, at the workplace, I think that because of my personality, a lot of people gravitated towards me. She was one of them.
Okay.
And I mean, we started talking, getting to know each other beyond the workplace. So we close from work. I don't live at Dakuma, but I will sit in Dakuma car and go and see her off before I will go to my house. It was all to show that, you know, I really cared. You know, we're building something. Then later on, you go and hear stories that, some other senior member in the organization is also eyeing her and things. So these are the downsides of these organizational relationships.
Did you chop breakfast or did she chop breakfast?
The breakfast, it was lunch.
Who served it?
It was lunch. It was buffet. Everybody went there to serve themselves the lunch. I don't know how you want me to put it, but
You served yourself lunch.
and she also served herself lunch. It is coded language. You should understand.
I get you.
Yes.
I get
And
you.
They
But-
will understand.
So, I'm not drifting for it, but being in the office with the same person for the time that it lasted, I mean, it'll be fun, you know, coming, you know, you see her, both of you, you share some, you looks, and you know that
Charlie,
it has some
you know,
secret feelings, you dey feel.
You move from your workstation to her place, then you go and whisper something in her ears, or that you
And she's
texting each other.
giggling.
You know, it's nice. And
then after it went downhill, how was it?
you know, you see, after I went downhill, it depends on how you manage the situation. I was very deliberate in making sure that it didn't turn into an acrimonious kind of like thing.
Okay, so
But a lot of people are not able to do that.
yeah,
And-
but what exactly did you do? How was her
I-
reaction? You said everybody served themselves, so I just want to believe that you were not the one to just serve notice, so she can't necessarily take offense
Well,
at you.
I would say I was a bit hurt because the thing,
Go
it
you.
affected me more because
Okay.
I was in a situation where I heard rumors and things, and at a point I didn't want to work with the rumors. I was just tired of, like, today you hear that they say a certain boss, somebody, and at that point we were all contract staff. We wanted to
Become permanent.
permanent, it's all these kind of, like, you hear a story today, you hear. So at a point I realized that the best thing was to forget about the brief and go and eat lunch. And that's why we both went to eat the lunch.
Okay. So you got the lunch you wanted.
Yes, so we just understood each other and we knew that it was very, mutual.
So in that sense, there was maturity at play.
There was, but even with that, it came with some other issues because later on, you get closer to somebody else in the same organization, then it looks like
Fire.
somebody, so you replace me with this person.
Okay.
This
okay.
all these conversations.
Okay, let's go to we're going to worship God. I'm sure Sundays would have been fun for you.
Yeah, it's actually quite fun.
Sundays are fun. And I mean, it's not really a pleasant memory to probably relive because it went downhill. In this case, I'm not going to ask who served who, but I'm not sure both of you had lunch like Chris did.
No.
Yeah. But how was it? Did it affect any aspect, especially your spirit? Because that is like a place of God. You go there to
Yeah.
connect with God, and you find somebody there, and you, like you said, you thought you found everything, but then you get closer and you realize no. So did it affect your relationship with God?
It kind of did in the beginning, but then I had to get over it quickly. I was like, nah. It shouldn't go down this way, okay? Irrespective of the fact that he came, he did what he did, and I let that go. There are still more options. Besides, I'm too young to
die
burden
with one
myself with
person. Okay.
So I had to let go quickly at that because we were still seeing each other every Sunday. We go for youth meetings, we see each other, we even talk, but then the whole thing was like this. You are new to the church. Someone shows interest in you. You become friends with someone, and then the person shows interest in you. If you're not interested, just let the person know you are not interested. But then you go ahead and dodge the person. But you go around asking other girls out
Whoa.
in the same youth group.
Whoa.
So, like,
Chris.
what?
I'm sorry.
Chris.
That was it. That is a no-go area. You shouldn't do that, especially in the house
the
of
same-
God. Yeah.
But what is wrong with that?
Wait, with what?
They said cast the net into the ocean, and then the fishes that it will catch, you will determine which one of the fishes are right. I mean,
And after you've caught them and then you brought them on board and you're determining which of them are right.
the ones that are not right, you throw them
them
back into the fish.
You do realize
into-
that
into-
time
into the
that
sea.
time in
No,
which they are here,
you
they will
shouldn't
die
do-
before
you
they go back
shouldn't-
into the water.
But so how do you? Me, I don't know the guy, but I think he's a guy.
That is exactly what I said from the
Apparently a
beginning
guy.
because
because you see, he put
you
the,
both-
the net in the fish. You know the Jesus and the disciple story. Which one of
It
the
was
disciples?
Jesus and Peter.
It was Peter. Eh?
Yes.
Yeah, he said, "Stop casting."
You should cast to the
Yeah,
other
so
side.
he's casting the net.
Yeah, but you
to
see, in this case, he targeted one. He had actually, indulged her. He had given her hope.
You see, what you don't understand, maybe she was giving him tough time. And that's why. You see, every guy, whether you're a church guy or you are a party guy, you don't like tough time. Maybe she was giving tough. Say the truth. Please say the truth. So that we all
that's
assess the
actually
matter
quite
well.
funny.
She was giving tough time.
Maybe.
Yeah, but if she was giving tough time, is it nonsense for him to still go and cast? In the same circle.
At least do me the courtesy of letting me know that you are not interested.
Wait,
Okay, because
right now, so you were interested.
we both had an agreement. Like it was we came to a consensus, okay? We both knew what we were doing. And then church elders were equally aware.
Okay. Then that one there, that one there, the guy is Nicodemus. Akwani Nicodemus.
So you see
use
how
the right
bad
words
it
in
was.
Akwani Cobra.
Never be a cobra. You're not serious. No, but seriously, you were talking about the fact that casting your net. So for you, like this in the workspace, if the lady had done the same thing to you, would you have been happy? Like you were hearing rumors of your bosses with her and that kind of a thing. You didn't feel happy about it. Don't you think it's the same thing she also felt?
You see, that's the thing. Sometimes you decide the kind of battles you want to fight. Me, at that point, I wasn't ready to fight with somebody who is earning more than me, who is a permanent staff, has been working several years. I mean, and this lady we are talking about is very attractive. So I could understand to some extent. So I was like, you know what? At least if even me, I have been opportuned to get what I am getting, I shouldn't try and be what do they call that? Those who ask for more, those who ask
Oliver
for more.
Twist.
Oliver Twist. I shouldn't try and be an Oliver Twist. I should just understand the situation, and at a point it just kept, it started moving like, we were going after work, we go home together, like I'll go and see her off. Then it got to some point where now, today you cannot see me off. I'll go home myself. Then they go home myself, You are trying to track where she will stand. Then you later go and see that she's standing at the car park of the the company, the building we're in. It meant that somebody who had a car
Was going to
going to drop her. I didn't have a car. So as I observed the whole thing, I was like, if I don't take care, I'll have problems. Yeah, my heart will have problems. So I didn't want to get things to get to that point.
Okay.
So how is yours different from mine?
Because yours is it's just different settings, but it's almost
But it's
similar.
the house of God. If anywhere that people should not lie, it's not the house of God. So you see, because you see, the house of God is like a palm. You see,
Covenant.
So
they shouldn't go and
there's a covenant that you people, even pastors, knew about it and everything.
The guy was Nicodemus.
Scorpion.
Okay.
Cobra.
I'm sorry about your experiences. Now, this also falls within the whole office relationship, and so assuming that your partner is your boss at work, this conversation sparked fire. So assuming your partner is your boss at work, you do something wrong, and then they give it to you on the spot, and you come home. Would you be offended?
Okay, here being the partner,
Being your husband,
your husband,
you,
or
your
wife.
husband, or his wife.
Okay.
Yeah. Would you be offended when you come home?
Looking at it at the professional front, I don't think I would be offended.
You will not be offended as the wife when you come home.
As the wife, when I come home, maybe just a little.
Why?
Because I would have to put myself in his shoes. Okay, business is business. Money is money.
Okay.
Emotions are different from money. So when dealing with such situations, you deal with them accordingly. And then when you get home you know how to deal with your emotional stuff.
Okay. Chris, would you be offended?
Hey, you think that is what?
I think he will be more offended because that is why.
You think that it... but me and you, we are in something so that if anything, you consider me beyond the other people. Then you come and talk to me anyhow in front of everybody. So that when we come home, me and you, we are there, I should act like nothing has happened.
What if it wasn't in front
I will
of
punish the person.
What if it was your fault? Probably you made a reckless business decision.
So that's why we should have known that we wouldn't start it in the first place. But we have already started the thing. If there's some form of inadequacy at the workplace, then you talk to me in front of everybody like, I'm just like everybody Meanwhile, when we come home, they be calling me darling and things. Hey,
It's
what
not
do you
going
mean by
well.
that?
Don't
No.
darling me.
Don't darling me.
Don't
I
darling
like
me.
that.
Don't
Don't darling me.
But wait, so you don't think that maturity or discipline should play a role here?
What is maturity? Why do you say
In
that
the
is
sense
maturity?
that you realizing the fact, like she mentioned, that business is business, and then the marriage is the marriage.
Why
and that
did we
you
mix
make,
the pleasure with the business in the first place? Why did we allow ourselves to get there?
Why do you think it's mixed?
It's mixed.
Why do you think it's mixed?
In the environment that we are in, we decided that we would explore amorous feelings. People would.
Should the
So
amorous
the same mouth
feelings
that you used
blind
to,
the logic
same
and
mouth that
critical
you used to
thinking?
criticize me at the workplace, then it's the same mouth I should kiss when we're at home.
Okay.
Because you're playing different roles.
No. There's nothing like rule here.
So in this case, it's not a matter about discipline for you.
No.
Now,
it's
if I
wrong.
turn the table and your wife made a reckless business decision that has cost you money, would you give it to her on the spot?
I will not give it to her in front of everybody to know that I've given it to her. I will just send her an email.
You prefer doing it subtly. You
Yes,
don't want to.
because there's a reason why you are
He's trying
emotionally
to be
attached to
coy
the
here.
person.
Please. Oh, can you please loud it again?
Because there's a reason. There's a reason why you are emotionally attached to the person.
Okay. Wonderful. You are coming to make a point.
Yeah, he's trying to be coy. I don't think he's actually being honest on this front.
Chris.
Because being a man, irrespective whether the lady is the boss or the man is the boss, when it comes to a business setting, you are losing millions here and you're telling me you are not
send
going
an
to get
email.
angry? No.
Have you heard of the Bible scripture that says love conquers all?
I thought you said we will not find you in the church. What
No,
are you
but
doing with the Bible?
so that's why I'm using her Bible against her. Like, you love conquers all. What you are saying? How do you understand it? Everything.
In
love,
the beginning, you
love.
were like, irrespective of how intellectual this is going to be, it has to be realistic,
Yeah.
right? Emotions are real. Anger is real. Money is money.
So if you lose money, let's say you lose 1 million CDs.
I will lose money for love. Why do you want me to agree?
For-
I say I will
Chris
lose
said-
money for love.
I'm just asking you, if you lose money, how would you feel?
Oh, I mean, it's normal. It's just like something has happened. You can get money back, but you cannot get the love that you share with somebody. What if, these are issues, these are emotional issues. You see, you people are trying to take things
You
out
do
of
realize
context.
that men are more logic and critical thinking as opposed
Who
to
said it? Who
emotions.
said it?
Emotions
Who said
run
it?
a lot. You do research.
Let me so if you are talking about research, let me also read some research for you. Now, according to Dr. Robert Sternberg, he theorized love in 3 domains. He said intimacy, which talks about emotional part of love. Commitment, which talks about the cognitive part of love, thinking about it, right? And the passion, the physical part of love. So you cannot tell me love in its sense does not mean it is only the emotional
No, but
part.
it's not. So
or
wait,
it's only
so that
the
means
part you're talking about.
even if she actually makes decisions that lead the business into you guys go broke, bankruptcy, you'll still be sending her emails.
Yeah, you send her emails. You don't have to
you
rebuke her in
you
front
will
of
still
everybody.
be sending her emails.
Yeah, you have to send her emails.
When are you going to want to have a serious conversation with her on how to change the course of direction of the business?
So you can have that. You see, so that is why I believe that in the agreement and in the concept, understanding these particular concepts that exist, that you would have situations where it's inevitable that people would have love relationships or some form of intimacy at the workplace and in environments like the church. People have said, don't let it start.
Yeah,
But
some
once, so
companies
you see the
don't want it
conversation we
because
are
they don't want the
having.
drama.
Yeah, but it's the drama of love, and we must accept it. Once people are in one space, they can familiarize with themselves, with their physical environment. They can love each other.
And if your familiarization is coming to affect the business,
Yeah, even in the church, sometimes you hear the pastor would put it out there, that if you are the choir member, don't do, because later on the lady that you break her heart, she will end up not coming to sing again. Please, were you a choir? Were you part of the choir?
no, she was in the
And
youth. They were in
He
the
was
youth.
youth.
They were in
Yeah.
the youth.
So immediately you upgraded to an
Young
adult.
adults.
An adult, the moment the guy,
No, we have young adults in my congregation. We have young adults, and then we have youth ranging from 18 to 40, 50.
so you immediately, moved out of it. That's all I'm saying.
She stayed. She said they stayed. She said it was uncomfortable, but they still related. But you are still in the same office with the lady you had a relationship with. I mean, just that you had another one, and then that one also went down the drain.
Oh, why are you concluding that I had another one? I didn't say I had
You
another one.
said that.
No, I said that, you see, when you start getting close to somebody,
Mm-hmm.
then the conversation is, so you left me for this person. Who is that person? Why is that
I
person?
mean, this one you couldn't leave
It's
yourself. So everybody went
normal.
for lunch.
It's normal.
Like you are
Yeah.
saying that the office, it's normal. Once you are familiar of people, it will happen. So you left her for.
Well, I mean, and that's why I'm saying that it is in that understanding of things. That's why the HR departments and all these people say that it is not allowed.
Don't you think that they have a valid reason for it?
I think that they do, but the point is that in societies, or when people come together, it is a different dynamic.
So
Let me give you an
definitely it's going
example.
to happen.
Let me give you an example. There's a model in psychology called transference, that even the therapist versus the patient end up, you can get instances where the patient falls in love with
With the therapist, yeah.
This happens in educational settings. Students falling in love with their teachers.
Yeah.
In the health, you have the doctors, the patients falling in love with the nurses. The guys, we like the nurses. And then you find people falling in love with the doctor. The girls have been falling in love with the doctors more when they see the doctor wearing, his lab coat. Tell me I'm lying. Why are you looking at me like that?
Is she a patient?
Have you not been a patient before that you've crashed on a doctor
I've
before?
never
Which
crashed
nurse
on
have
any
you?
doctor.
Me, plenty nurses. So that's what I'm saying from my experience. But the women must also admit that they have been falling for the doctors.
I've never fallen for any doctor.
Oh, so you haven't seen any fine doctor?
No.
Have you not been admitted for 3 days and above?
I actually have
I
been.
have been admitted 3 days and above, and there's one particular nurse that will keep coming. That when you are going off admission,
Sure.
you want to take that person's number,
Oh my God. See,
and there's nothing wrong because you see,
there's I
the
don't
theory
I don't
exists.
I don't
the
have a
transference we are
problem.
talking
Yes,
about.
it
So
does
we are saying
exist.
that when people find themselves in the same environment,
It's bound to happen.
it's bound to happen.
But let me just ask you, for somebody out there who's listening to you right now, the pros and the cons, which one outweighs? Is there any that outweighs the other? Because yes, there are success stories out there of people who met in their offices and then it worked out for them. But would you, from your experiences, advise to date somebody let me use somebody's words, would you want to mess around where you eat?
This is what I'm looking at. Ask her first. Ask her.
They're throwing
Well-
the ball to you.
Honestly speaking, in the church community, I think it's quite normal to find two youth or two people getting together. And then sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. Like in my case, it didn't. But it doesn't mean other people won't find genuine love there.
okay.
So it is, yes, okay, but it only turns bad when that thing starts happening where you date this, it doesn't go well, you move on to the
When
next
you find
person.
a Nicodemus.
Sometimes I know of one guy who did it among multiple girls in my church.
They didn't know?
They actually didn't know about it until later. So when you take it to that level, it becomes very toxic, very bad.
I'm sure he had the time of his life.
I bet you.
Wow. See, he's laughing.
Beautiful ladies.
Jenny, Jenny,
Chris,
when it is coming, it is going. When it is coming, it is going. It is doing.
It is not going. This is what it is doing.
You see, for me, I'll say that it is something that you cannot control.
Okay.
It's something you cannot, no matter how you have HR laws or rules and regulations in the workplace. I mean, for the church, it is advisable, because you hear pastors saying that they want the
same
female
flow,
members,
to marry in the
marry
church,
each other,
yeah.
because when a guy from another church comes to marry a
They take
lady,
them
he
away.
takes the lady away. So in the church setting, fine. In the office setting, it's very difficult to remove that particular element. I mean, if with HR laws and rules and regulations, people still do it in the car parks,
Around, in the car, sitting
in
in
the
the
car.
cars. Yeah.
Some people come and
Lunchtime.
park. Some people come and park their cars together. Then you see that only one car has moved to a different location. Then they'll come back.
Lunchtime, yeah.
Lunchtime. In fact, it is even happening among married people.
Yeah.
We have seen these things. We are in the corporate world. We see these things.
So
It will not
from
end.
your experience, what would you tell somebody?
Don't do, because even me, that I see myself like hard guy.
Let's serve you breakfast. Yours was lunch.
I went to, from breakfast, I went to serve lunch. So you see, the point is that at the workplace, you may want to be as professional as
as
possible.
possible.
That very person who is your colleague now can later be either your boss or you will be their boss. And once the relationship is tied to some power element,
Emotional, yeah.
where one element is above the other in terms of power grade in the work or the organizational environment,
We get
now it will be tied to remuneration. So you can imagine when your boss has to,
Increase the
reprimand you for something wrong you've done, increase salaries, add you to a particular project. Some people have been, because of their girlfriends in the workplace, they have been allowing their girlfriends to travel. When they have to select staff who will travel,
Have you had an
with
experience?
per diem. Oh, I've not had an experience.
No,
I've been
he's
seeing
saying
them.
it
When
with
he's
so
saying
much
this passion,
passion.
Yeah.
something like
We saw some of
somebody
our
had-
bosses doing that. Oh, you see NSS personnel who just came
And then
few months.
and you have been
NSS
there for
personnel,
a long
NSS
time.
personnel. Can you imagine?
Ah.
Then that person is traveling with the boss everywhere. Meanwhile, we are in the workplace. It's not good. I will not advise it. In fact, I did it and I've repented. My next workplace, right now I'm unemployed. My next workplace, I won't do it. It's not good. It's not
Said
good
he's
at all.
repented.
I've repented.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I think this is all time would allow us. You've had the experiences, and I think we want to draw the curtains here. He said he wouldn't advise you. For the church, there's no don't do. The church actually encourages it. But like Chris is saying, on a serious note, in a professional setting, it comes with pros. The cons outweigh the pros. If it goes bad, you'll be seeing the person every day. How will you be feeling about it? So he is saying don't do it. I'll just say that if you still want to go ahead and do it, make sure that you're fully prepared mentally. Because look, you have to look at the person, and like you said, you could become the subordinate or the boss. You have to make decisions that will include the person or affect the person. So make sure whatever position you want to put yourself in, you're fortified enough to go with it. That's all we have for you today on the Relationship Talk podcast. We'll see you same time next week.